Alright, so this is a 2012 Volkswagen Passat. We're doing a high pressure, or not a high pressure, a fuel rail pressure sensor. And based off, I'm not a Volkswagen guy by any means, so I apologize if I say any of these words wrong. But we're going to take the top cover off, which we've already got it sitting over here, broken. This piece is part of the air box. It's broken. The top's broken off of it. We're going to take the piece of the air ducting out of there and then disassemble the bottom part of the intake, because that's exactly where the fuel rail runs to. You can see here it runs through between 3 and 4 and then goes underneath. So I'm thinking maybe we'll be able to gain access to it by taking the lower side loose and not taking the upper side off, which would be the whole entire intake. It may be easier taking the whole intake off, but not having a lot of knowledge on it, I think the easiest route would be taking the bottom side loose and gaining access to that fuel pressure sensor. But we will find out together. This thing has a random misfire on cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I suspect that it's probably going to be the fuel rail sensor. He just had this engine swapped in. It's obviously not a brand new engine. It's got 65,000 miles on it, plus a couple thousand miles that he put on it over the past few months. We've got a coolant leak, which we're going to burp out for him and see if we can figure out exactly where it's coming from. Volkswagen recommended he do a flush on it. That's not going to fix the issue. The issue needs to be found before it can be fixed. So that's what we're going to end up working on today too. I may not record all of this, but I'll record steps along the way. Okay, so I did figure out that is the sensor there. As you can see here, she's the same color. So to gain access, we have to remove some hoses here to get them out of the way. We're not going to remove them all the way though, I think. They're already disconnected, so we'll disconnect this line right here, slide all this stuff out of the way, unplug our sensor, and hopefully it'll be a quick and easy fix. He said that he had to take the whole intake off, and you don't have to. Alright, so here, this is the screw that I just took out. It's a T27, I believe, but I used a T25 and took it out. This is supposed to have a screw inside of it, or a Christmas tree connector. I'm not entirely sure which, because it's not there. So I took this out. This piece right here, I'm sure it's supposed to be mounted somewhere, and it's not. I would assume that's probably supposed to be mounted right here, since this is broken. So if you're doing this, make sure to take it all loose. All of these pieces need to be out of the way for everything to move down. And then with this moved down slightly, you can reach your fingers in here and just feel the sensor. It's going to take probably my right hand and a flathead screwdriver to pop it off of there, but I'll get it out. I've got a 1/2-inch drive extension. That's a 6-incher with a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, and a deep 27 12-point 1/2-inch drive. Okay, so with a flathead and my right hand underneath, I was able to hold the clip with my right hand and come over the top with a little short, small flathead and popped it off of the plug, or the connector there. So next thing is getting the extension on there and the socket and going ahead and taking that out of there. Okay, so it's not exactly the easiest thing to access, but I have it on there. The socket's all the way back onto the hex. And then now comes the fun part of manipulating some wiring harnesses. Oh yeah, that's great. Let's go ahead and dump the gas everywhere. Well, you get the idea anyway. Here's the electrical connector. Thankfully the the lock is not there anymore, so you just press the tab on the back side of it and pry it off with a screwdriver, and you're good to go.